How's it going, man? Um, just finished trading, and we lost $200. So it's fun. Um, yeah, it's fun, man. It's annoying because it just seems like I can never make real progress. Definitely still made mistakes today, but got myself into a position where I can't really do too much damage anymore to my account. Um, And yeah, so we just gave back pretty much everything that we had yesterday in one day, which is just annoying because it never seems to come as easily as it goes. It never really seems to. It's not. It never seems to be this easy to make $200 as it is to just light it up on fire. Um, but the feature that we got that someone recommended in the comments yesterday that I didn't even know about, which I really am glad to have, because it's going to never allow me to have a quote unquote bad day again, even though this feels like a bad day. It would be a lot worse if I was able to keep trading and keep trying different trades. Um, that being said, my bias of shorts is still playing out. I just got wrecked in this big move, right? I took a short around here. I'll kind of go over that in a second, and then we got stopped out. And then just being an idiot, being kind of frustrated with getting stopped out, I jumped in longs with the remainder that I had left to lose. And then this scandal just cooked me in like a second. But I should never have jumped back in here. Should never jump back in right there. I just kind of was frustrated and was like inversing myself basically, which is just not smart. But yeah, I mean, I could have had my stop above the high and it'd be playing out. Um, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man. Sometimes it's just, I don't know. I have no idea what I should have done today. We got in on this 5 minute inverse here and we almost inversed this one. So since we got this, I got in there with 1 micro and then I added 1 micro when we inversed this last gap here. I'll kind of just bring up that trade. Well, actually, first of all, I want to talk about this. The way I'm only able to lose $200 is a personal daily loss. But I've had that before, but I did not know until someone commented that you can lock yourself out. So I cannot physically go in here and change my daily loss limit. So I couldn't lose on the first trade and only have a little bit left and say, hey, I'm going to go in here and change it so I can, risk 400 on the day, because that's what I did yesterday. It worked out in my favor, but it also could have had me lose $500 or $400. So that's a really good feature because it means I will never have slippage because of this just insane candle, but I'll never have over a $200 loss around $200, which is nice because, if you're on a bad day and you're just doing bad, at least 200 is an amount that I can come back from tomorrow. I can take one good setup, right? If we short this inversion or this fair value gap right here, one setup here would have made back this loss, even though I wouldn't have taken that, but just hypothetical. And it's going to help me deal with taking losses better, right? Because I have to, right? If I take a loss, I just have to accept it because I can't do anything about it. I can't keep trading. So yeah, I mean, it's frustrating. It's annoying to give back a chunk of my profits. It's annoying to not even get a winning day, right? I don't really care too much about I just want to get a winning day. I like to take winning trades. It feels good, right? And my bias is playing out nice. We took out the high. I was bearish the entire morning, but we just had a random surge higher, and then we surged again. So I wanted to see this inversion. I wanted to see this change in state delivery right here, and it's just getting respected amazingly. And now we're starting to get real displacement lower. That's what I was looking for. It's just what I was looking for the whole time, the whole morning. But we lose $200, even though that's exactly what I wanted to see happen. I think that's what's frustrating. I think that's what causes over trading too, because sometimes, you'll see something play out perfectly. What I could have done on this trade is I could have waited for the change in state delivery, but I trade inversions, so it doesn't really make sense. So if I got in around here, let's just say here, I could have just had my stop above the high, but that was more than $200 risk anyways. I mean, so it's kind of just cherry picked. Like I had my stop just here, and then I ended up closing the trade around like here because it was just so bullish right here. I just closed the trade on this candle. I'll pull up that execution actually, so we can just kind of talk about it. Yeah, so. But this is a decent losing day. Besides just inversing myself and going in longs right after getting stopped out, I mean, this isn't a terrible day. Like, I don't hate this trade. I think this was a fine trade. I had my stop at those body highs, so let's see if that would have been hit. It maybe would have been top ticked if I left my stop here originally on the one contract. But I was never really trying to risk that much anyways. I was trying to, like, do this for value gap. So I probably would have closed if the thing got inverse, so it's kind of hard to say. But I like this setup. I like this trade. And I end up adding one. Maybe I shouldn't have added, but I was confident. I was happy with this trade. I was happy with this being my only trade if I got stopped out. And I was happy with the risk, but it just didn't play out. I really liked the way everything was setting up. It looked really good, in my opinion. I really liked the trade. So I added a second micro when we were respecting this fair value gap. And I was going to take one profit at this low right here, which was like 50 points. So technically, I could have taken both off there and had a $200 day, but I was going to try and hold a little bit lower to see. And this trade just looked good, man. Like, I really don't think this is a bad trade. The stop loss is giant. It's kind of the frustrating thing about it is that it's such a big stop loss. But this trade was good. That's really all I can say is that the trade was good. I moved my stop to that blue line, which is the previous, when we swept the high. Like, we really shouldn't have revisited that, man. In my opinion, we shouldn't have revisited. So we inversed the last 5 minutes, so everything was there on my favor. There's no higher time frame, 5 minute or above fair value gap holding price. And I was going to go break even here, but as we see, if we were in the move, it would have ran lower to the break even point right here and then ran higher and stopped us and then ran lower. But that was just crazy volatility. Not really sure what that was about, to be honest. And yeah, we'll just kind of speed through here. Nothing really exciting. I mean, I'm glad I guess held the trade how I was supposed to. I mean, even though couldn't really hold it well. Like, it just was a loss, right? But I do end up just closing it. I start trailing my stop because it just, at this point, just looks bad, right? Like, when you start seeing this, and again, it doesn't end up taking the high again, but it just rips down, which I wouldn't have expected. But if you're in the short and you see this and you just see nothing getting respected, really bearish, it kind of just looks bad, man. And I was just kind of wondering if I could just save myself another bullet to try and take another trade. Rather than leaving my stop loss here, I would have lost 157, so I would have been closer to 200. But my idea was, let me just close it and then take a long, and then try and take a long, because clearly it was looking like it was bullish. Not the brightest decision ever, and we'll bring up that play right there. Not the brightest decision to go in longs, but it was just frustrating because it's like, normally when you see such a bullish reaction like this, it will just go reshoot the high. So I was basically just going to target my money back on the day and call it a day. But that was just really, it's just an unnecessary $80 to lose, $83. I end up losing 80 or like $90 because of the 7 over that it had this slippage. So it's really unnecessary, but that's an emotional decision, and that's why I'm glad that I had the personal lock, so that I don't even have to be disciplined. I can just be undisciplined, and we can damage control, right? We can avoid having a horrible day because of that. And we'll see, right? We see the candle come in, right? It just comes down and just destroys us. So the reason I have my stop there is because of what's it called? We only had that much to risk, so it didn't really matter where I put my stop because it's all I could risk. And it just, this had to be some sort of news. 70 points. It's also day before NFP, so I can't be expecting amazing price action. But I was fine taking a trade. I saw what I wanted to see. I'm happy with the trade, but it just didn't work out. And that's just how trading's supposed to be. If it doesn't work out, you come back another day. What I should have not done is jump back into a long to try and make money back. That was an unnecessary loss. I mean, yeah, technically, like we're holding this bullish fair value gap, but I'm just inversing my higher time frame idea. I'm just making emotional decisions. So it wasn't a good idea to give in longs, even though it's not like the worst ever idea, right? It's not like it's implausible that we go back to this high. It's just impulsive. It's just greedy. It's just sore loser mentality. And that's why I'm really happy about this. It's frustrating to have to hit the 200 and not be able to make it back, right? Like I would love to be able to make it back today, but that's not going to help me. So I'm really glad that that's a feature because I'll never have a bad day again. That's the reality. Because every single morning I'm going to lock down. I mean, eventually I'll be risking more than 200, so I'll have a different amount. But whatever my risk is, right, 200 is where it's at right now. Wherever that is, I will never, ever start my trading day without locking that thing out in the morning where I can't touch it throughout the day. And if I have an account, right, if I had my other account, I haven't activated yet, so I only have this account. If I had my other account, and I knew I was not going to copy trade that day, I'm locking the other account for the day before the day starts because I'm not allowing myself to have a day like this, get stopped out here, and then just go to another account or go to a combine or go to whatever and just keep revenge trading. So I don't know how I didn't know that this was a feature. I knew that the lockout feature was there, but I didn't know you could literally lock yourself from changing it. So I always thought that this was kind of dumb because it's like, okay, I can set that, but unless I like get a massive candle that hits that loss right away, like you know what I mean? Like I'm not really going to ever, like I could just change it, right? But now that I cannot change it, it's really exciting for me because I'll literally never have a horrible day again. It will literally take me 10 straight losing days to blow my account. And it just helps me reset. Like I'm already feeling better. I'm already fine, right? It's like I feel like the only frustrations I have with losing days now that I can just sit here on this one, the only reason I was so bad at having losing days and ending red is just because I want to prove to myself that I can do it. I want to prove to myself I can get a payout, or I want to prove to myself that I can consistently have winning days. And a red day just feels like you're not making progress, and it feels like you're taking steps back. When in reality, I'm not taking any steps back. I gained information today. I learned. I experienced loss. So I got better today, right? I got a lot better today. It reinforced maybe I should wait for NFP tomorrow. I got better, right? And that's the whole point of losing days is to just take losses and learn from them. Because I know in the long run, when I start getting less scared of taking losses, I'm going to take a lot more winners, right? This trade will play out a lot more than it loses. And if I can get used to holding this trade and holding it down to here and having a monster day, right? My draws and liquidity today were this 1 hour gap down here, but this low right here that we put in, and these lows, right, look bearish to me. But if I can get used to trading the right way, I'm gonna have the big days that overcome these small days, these losing days. And one of the reasons why it's so frustrating to trade, I think, in red when you're not making money is because it feels like you're taking steps back. Like I said, it feels like I'm going backwards when in reality I'm not going backwards. I just had a losing day, right? I just had a losing day, but whenever you're not making money, whenever I'm not getting payouts consistently, it's like, well, this is this is $200 that I could have paid out myself with, but I can't, I lost it. But because of the steps I took to set myself where I can't keep trading, it's going to force me to learn how to be okay with the loss. It's going to force me to reflect. It's going to force me to take better trades because I can't go and take a small loss, and then try and take the winner because I won't have any drawdown. I won't have any margin yet to trade. So she can teach me the patience, everything like that. And I just have to learn what a red day is about, right? Because yesterday I had a good day. I had a green day, and I didn't have a great day, but I had a green day, right? And if I would have been more patient yesterday, I would have had a green day with no craziness, right? With no fear, all these different things. I would have never had all that crazy experience, right? I wouldn't have had to take so many trades. I wouldn't be down so much. I wouldn't have to break my rules. I wouldn't have to over leverage. We wouldn't have to do that. But today, we just took a loss. And again, it just like right now, it feels like the end of the world. Like not really, obviously, I'm calm. I'm not like whatever, but it just feels it's just annoying. It's mentally annoying. It's mentally annoying to show up and to take a loss because I don't really because I overtrade a lot of times when I lose. I don't really have many losing days. I just have some days where they're just really stressful and I'm just taking way too many trades and. On the combines, I'll just keep trading, keep trading, keep trading because it's just like you're always going for the next goal, the next profit target, the next this, that, the other. And that's just not trading. And I think setting this limit to where if it loses, I'm done, it's just going to help me so much in the long run because I'm not going to be able to just keep BSing my way into profits. I'm not going to keep being able to just keep revenge trading and keep the cycle just going. Bad habit, bad habit, bad habit. So it's going to really force me to just do better. Which is nice. So a shout out to I forgot who commented that, but I really appreciate that. Even though I commented back and I said that the degenerate side of me is gonna be upset because it means I'll never be able to make back days when I shouldn't. But then the part of me that wants to actually be a good trader is gonna be really happy because this is a fantastic feature. I think anyone that trades on Top Step should use it, Top Step X, because it's like this feature is literally game changing. Like it will not, you can never blow an account in one day, right? And I've never had a day, or I've never had an account blown because I was just, because I just lost every day. I've only blown accounts, and not saying that I wouldn't have, but I've only blown accounts because I've had a day where I lose 1,000 or lose 2,000 or blow the account. I'll have a good few days, and then I'll have one day that I just lose, and I can't stop losing, and I just lose the account. So the fact that can never happen again is big because it just never happen again. I'm never gonna have a horrible day again. That's really exciting. And now it's just about doing the small things right. So I'm never gonna have a horrible day. I'm never gonna lose everything, but now I just have to start getting more precise, getting better entries, getting better take profits where I'm holding my trades properly, where I'm making more, so that when I do lose 200 like today, I should be able to make that back tomorrow, right? But because of $200 days, right, if I see 200 tomorrow, I'll probably just close the trade. So, that's another thing that I have to worry about and not worry about. So a lot of improvement to make. Today is a day where I learn, I get better. It's good to have. But they just stink, man, and I'm trying to figure out the best way to manage losing days because when I lose, I try and figure out, okay, why was this a bad trade? And to be honest with you, I don't really think it was a bad trade. If we look at it, I could say maybe it was a big stop loss, but besides having a big stop loss, what could I say? Okay, I definitely closed the trade early, right? We saw in the video, I closed the trade a little bit early. I get in the trade, or it was coming up against me, and because, it looks like it's not going to turn around, I closed the trade. That can't really happen, but I would have just lost more, but maybe lost less because maybe I don't jump into a long right away. Who knows? Realistically, this trade's probably break even, if I'm being honest with myself. If I held through this and didn't get stopped, because I was going to go break even here, if I held through this and came down lower again, I would have been break even. So today's conditions are really not ideal in my opinion. Because we were chopping off open here and then we just ripped. This doesn't look normal. We ripped, then we came down, held this imbalance, and then we just ripped again. Technically there's an inversion right here, but it really doesn't have much context in my opinion, so it just ripped up higher. And then we get the rip, we get the dump, we get a rip, we get a dump, we get a dump, we get a rip. Like, it's just kind of weird. So today's a day that I think losing is almost inevitable. But again, one of the things that I correlate losses with doing something bad or doing something wrong, which is not always true. And I don't think that today's trade was really too bad. Maybe I could have just not added since the stop loss was so big. But, this inversion's holding still. Like, if we just left our stop loss, if we were in the trade, this would be annoying because we'd be up 50 points. I probably would have taken profit there because that would be $200 a day, especially if I saw this big move. I'd probably just take the $200 a day and run. But could have just left my stop at the high of day. But again, I can't even risk that much actually because it's $200. It's more than $200. So I would have to leave my stop at 50 points. But that's just not really it doesn't really seem reasonable to do that. This is just an abnormal candle. This entire candle moved in the 5 minutes and moved 80 points, which in today's range is pretty big. So it's I take a loss and I don't need to find something to blame. I don't need to find a problem with it. I don't need to find whatever. But because I have such a narrow mindset of each day is so important, I need to win. I need to win. I need to win. I've never allowed myself to just lose organically and win organically. I've never allowed myself to really see how much do I normally make? How much do I normally lose? How often do I win? How often do I lose? Because I have such artificial stats because I'll just keep trading until I'm green, or I'll keep trading until I blow the account. So it's just like I have these outliers where it's like, well, I won this day, but I probably should have lost because this, that, the other. Or I lost this much this day, but I probably should have only lost $200. So I don't have good stats, so I don't have good confidence yet in just taking losses. I think taking losses and being confident is a skill that you learn from just doing it over and over. And then taking good winners, you have to have that skill because you have to do it over and over to where you can repeat it and you know, okay, I can hold these trades and get the trades to work out in my favor and I can succeed doing it. And I can take a winner or I can take this trade and I don't have to worry about if it's up $100 closing the trade. I can just worry about where's my take profit or where's my target because you're used to doing it, right? Just the same way that you're used to losing. If you can get used to losing and you lose the right way, but because you're used to winning as well, you can overcome those wins organically. And I've never really allowed myself to organically make back losses. So I think it makes losses a lot more scary because I don't trust myself that I have the ability to make the loss back. Naturally, it makes it feel like if I don't make that loss back today, then tomorrow I'm just, then it feels like a waste, right? Because tomorrow I'm going to have to come back and not worry about how much I lost today because tomorrow it's going to feel like, oh, I need $200 to make back yesterday. Well, no, you don't. You just need to trade tomorrow. You need to execute tomorrow. And if you win $100, great. And if you come in the next day and you win another $100, great. And if you win another $100 or you win 300, 400, whatever. But I have to have a they always say in sports, it's like a very positive trait that athletes can have, which is have a very short-term memory or very quick memory where you just forget things quick, right? When you're playing a sport, the biggest thing is that if you make a mistake, you just have to forget about it. And in trading, right, mistakes you don't want to just forget. I say mistakes in trading are more like, or mistakes in a sport is more like a good loss in trading, right? If you take a good loss in trading, you just have to forget about it. You have to just act like you never even took a trade. You have to act like when you're in the next trade, right? If you lost $200 that day and you come back tomorrow, you have to forget about yesterday. If it was a good trade, right? If you made a bunch of mistakes, learn from it. But if you took a great trade and it lost, it's done now, right? You're not thinking about that you're down $100. You're not thinking about the fact that you lost. All you're thinking about is where's the next good setup, not where's the next chance for me to make my money back. Where's the next chance for me to take a winner? Could I squeeze a winner here? Can I just jump back in this direction to maybe make it back right now? It's just you're done. It's as if you haven't even taken a trade yet. Because the market isn't about making money or losing money. It's about waiting for an opportunity and pouncing on the opportunity. So if you see an opportunity in front of yourself, take the opportunity. Don't feel bad about it, and execute well. Do it the right way. And that's why I needed to get more comfortable losing, and I need to get more comfortable winning, because I think that's the biggest thing right now is that I don't have enough confidence in myself that I can make back my losses. I don't have enough confidence I can make the $200 days organically. I don't have enough confidence, right? Because that's the only reason why, right? If I got into this trade and I got in here, I could definitely take profit this low, 59 points, right? But then if I was taking profit this low, why wouldn't I take both off and then hit a $200 day? Because if I had two micros and we get down here, that's over $200. So if I had the confidence that I could organically hit enough trades to make $200, then I wouldn't even think about closing both here. I would take a profit because it was 59 points, right? Lock in some profit, and then I could let my runner hit this, and you'd end up making more money because you're holding to a better take profit. So you'd end up making another $60 on top of what you could have made just because you weren't worried about a $200 day. The only reason I would take profit at both off right here is if I didn't believe it was going to go lower, but also too if I'm focused on the $200, which again, the reason why you can't just focus on the $200 is because, or the reason why you're focusing on the 200, or for me, why I focus on the $200 day is because I'm not confident that I can make $200 easily, or I'm not confident that I'll get enough of these trades because I'm thinking about what if it gets down there, I could have my 200 and it comes up and I don't get 200. Well, if that happens, then you come back tomorrow and you get another trade, and then that trade hits the 200 for you. And you just have to have that belief that what you're doing works. What you're doing works more than once. What you're doing will happen organically. That's the biggest thing, is just organic growth. That's the same way, like when I started this YouTube channel, I didn't go and post all over my Instagram, all over my friends and family Facebook, and tell people to subscribe and tell people to watch my videos. I didn't tell anyone about my videos. I didn't tell anyone about this channel. I let it grow organically, right? Because I knew that if I post consistently, if I, was honest, did all these things, if I post consistently, gave people something that was entertaining, if I make decent videos or whatever, if I stay consistent, I knew that it would grow organically, because I believed that, right? And this is a different example because it's not that important, but because I knew that that's possible, because I believed that it was possible, I didn't have to go tell every single person I knew to go subscribe, to go watch my video, like my videos, share it, whatever, watch the whole way through, leave a comment, right? Because I knew that organically, people like you guys are going to watch these videos, right? And I knew that it was going to be better, right? All organic growth is better. And it's the same way, because there's a lot of people I know that try and do some stuff on social media or stuff, whatever, and I'm not like some successful hero, but 3,000 subscribers, that shows some level of consistency, some level of growth. So I feel like what I'm saying has some value, right? But I know a lot of people have tried starting something for Instagram, whether it be whatever they're into, cooking, fitness, trading, whatever it is, and all they're doing is, or music, and it's just, they post on their personal Instagram where they have 2,000 followers because, you're in high school and you know a lot of people and you just have an Instagram, right? But you're posting to people that don't care. It's just the same way, and they're saying, go follow my thing, go listen to my music. It's because they don't believe that their stuff's good enough to work organically, or they think that they have to do it this way. It's the same way that when you take a loss, if you don't believe you can organically make it back, you can be in there trying to make more wins in that day. Because if you can bring back, like if I could have brought back the loss today, let's just say I crashed down, I was like, okay, I'm just going on one full contract, I'm going to make $200 real quick and call it a day. That doesn't do anything for me in the long run other than just satisfy that itch that says I have to always be green or break even, otherwise I'll never make progress. And that mindset's dangerous, because that's the mindset I always have with trading, is that I need either no progress or progress. I can't have negative progress, because negative is scary. Negative is a loss. Negative is a step back, but it's not a real step back, and it's not something that matters, because as I know, if my strategy works, the loss will come back. If I know how to trade, my loss will come back. But I don't have enough trust in myself that I know how to trade. I don't have enough trust in the process that I know I can make it back. And that's where that's where all my mistakes stem from. All of your mistakes trading come from belief, confidence, and skill. Right? You may have the skill, but you don't have the belief, you don't have the confidence. And that's where I believe I am, but I don't have the confidence and belief in my skill, because I don't know if my skill is valid, right? The only way I'll figure that out is if I just do the right thing over and over and over, and over time, over a month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, I'm making money, right? Because I can, if yesterday we took the trade and we just hold your trades, hold your trades, take your losses. But I've been in this cycle of, if I lose, I have to make it back that day. I should have just lost the 100 when I closed the trade, or maybe I left a stop loss. I should have just been done today, and that would be an extra 50 I don't have to make. That's an extra $100 I didn't have to lose. I didn't need to impulse back into the long. But because of that, we did it. But that's where the progress will be, is just taking the loss and just taking it on the chin and just following the plan. Because if once I can really believe that organic growth will come back tenfold, then I'll be fine. But I'm just, I don't have enough confidence yet, and that's fine. That's why I show up every day. That's why I try and keep learning. That's why I keep trying to get better, is because I just don't have the confidence yet that I need to really do it, right? To really consistently show up every day, and know that a loss is fine if I'm sticking to my rules, right? You don't want to take a bad loss. You don't want to give away $200. But you know that if you take a trade and 9 times out of 10, or not 9 times out of 10, but if 7 out of 10 times that trade's going to win, let it win 7 out of 10 times. Don't cut it early because it's $200 up. Don't cut it early at break even because you're scared. Let it win. And then the times that it loses, you took a loss, right? But I don't take enough good losses and enough good wins to really have confidence in my ability, which is why what I'm working towards, right? That's what my main focus is going to be this next little bit. I've got to shift focus from $200 days. I've got to shift focus from everything other than executions. which I've been trying to do, but it's just difficult, right? I have a whole new set of emotions with the express count, a whole new set of challenges, and that's how it's gonna be. And we're gonna spend. It might take us a while, but we're just gonna keep going. We're gonna keep trying. And again, like I said, this $200 a day rule that someone put me onto is going to save my trading life because I will literally never have a bad day again. In terms of just losing way too much, right? I'll never be able to do it. So I might take some bad trades, I might take some dumb trades, but I'll never be able to lose more than $200 until I up my risk. And that's amazing. That's literally amazing. That's invaluable. So I appreciate that for whoever said that. That's all I really got today. More just psychology stuff today. And I feel pretty good, man. Like, at the end of the day, I took a loss. It's not going to ruin my day because I took a loss. Like, so what? I show up tomorrow. I didn't dig a massive hole for myself. I can show up tomorrow, NFP, maybe we get a great opportunity. But I have to just keep doing the right things. And that's what I'll keep trying to do. But I'll see you guys tomorrow. So I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And yeah, man, we'll see you tomorrow. Good losing day. And this is just going to become normal. I'm going to have to become used to losing. It's going to have to become normal to just say, yeah, I took a loss today. And believe that I'm going to take a lot more wins. And I will. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. We're not upset whatsoever. Great day. Made a lot of growth today. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.